Hello and welcome to another episode, and welcome to the Jaguar I-Pace first edition. And I've got to say, I'm a little bit excited about this one. This is a brand new first edition I-Pace and comes in at an eye-watering £86,000 after the government grant. But it comes with almost every conceivable option available. In terms of image, I'm not a huge fan, but what I do like is the way the I-Pace gets down the road. It feels amazing, but you'd want it to for that price. The onboard charger is a standard 7kW, but will take CCS and is rated up to 100kW for when you're on your longer journeys. The driver's TFT display is excellent and feeds you all the relevant information that you'd expect, and it looks good too. Flip the key and you're welcomed by a funky Jaguar puddle light, or you can simply use the keyless entry. You might recognise the door handle design from Tesla, but in all honesty, these feel more robust. And being an EV, you get a small frunk. Admittedly, it's not huge, but it's bigger than any internal combustion car can offer. The I-Pace is just a whisper under 400 brake horsepower, but it's four-wheel drive and it's got 696 Nm of torque, and that looks like this and feels incredible. A feature I really love about the I-Pace is when you've got your hands full, like this, you can just do this. The boot space isn't quite as big as our Tesla, but the pushchair fits in perfectly, so it would easily fit into our lifestyle. And if you want luxury, step inside. The interior really is pristine in every way, and ergonomically you can see where the time and money's been spent. Wherever you look, you can see it has been very well thought out and well finished. When you jump in the driver's seat, you are really well catered for. You could literally spend an hour setting the driver's position. Standard reach and rake adjustment, bizarrely manual, and the passenger also gets a very similar experience. The I-Pace has been really well engineered for space and offers masses of leg and headroom, 6'5", no problem in here. But strangely there's a small transmission tunnel, not sure why that is there other than extra battery storage. The rear passengers are well catered for too, heated and ventilated seats both sides, but not for the middle passenger. And ventilation blows smoothly from the rear of the B-pillars on both sides. Plenty of USB and phone charging options, we love that, and something that we really miss from the Model S is a rear armrest to make it a little bit more comfortable. And a couple of well-placed cup holders in the back, and eventually we discovered this one in the front. We are yet to find the second. It wasn't the best day to appreciate the panoramic roof, but from the rear seat it gives a feeling of space. Another nice touch is the mood lighting, and you can change the colour depending on your mood. Me, I like the blue because it looks like this when it gets dark. The infotainment system offers Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard, and an array of cameras to get you out of a tight squeeze. The software isn't without its problems. Popping an address into the sat-nav, we genuinely waited 45 seconds for the address to be populated, and then a further 25 seconds for it to load the route, only 7 miles away. However, it does offer route guidance in the driver's instrument cluster, and that works very well. We also used the lane keep assist and adaptive cruise control, and we were pleasantly surprised. It handled this stretch of the A444 without any problems. The head-up display is very unobtrusive and is a great must-have safety feature. You won't be frustrated by noisy wipers, you'll be pleased to know they are nearly silent. The Meridian stereo, which we tried to record on numerous occasions unsuccessfully, is the best we've ever heard as a standard fitment. Rear-facing child seats are always tricky, but I was hoping the I-Pace would make it a bit easier. We're in the I-Pace. I've been in it for about a week now. I have to say, really good experiences. There's some pros, there's some cons, but overall, I'm probably a fan.
Yeah, I've had a chance to drive it, and we tested out the 0 to 60. We've tested out getting the pram in the back, Florence in and out, the sort of autopilot equivalent, which is lane keep assist, and the cruise control, the adaptive cruise control together, and it's been really good, hasn't it? It's been overall, it's been a good experience. Have you found it sort of day-to-day use?
Day-to-day use, yeah, good. Pros and cons again, I think. Florence, I expected it to be really easy getting her in and out the back, and it's not as easy as actually as easy as I thought it was going to be. The roofline isn't quite as high as I expected. I don't know why I expected it to be bigger, taller, but I did. It is easier than our S, but bizarrely, it's not easier than the Zoe.
No, Zoe's king when it comes to getting. It is a TARDIS, the Zoe, isn't it? For getting a pushchair in and the running buggy. And Florence, just getting her in is really easy. And one thing I noticed personally was actually putting the seatbelt around Florence's seat was the same as the S, where you've really got to stretch it to its limit, whereas the Zoe's just got buckets of strap left to utilise. So the Zoe seems to be king for space, even though it's the smallest. You could probably get 2 Zoes in this car, couldn't you, side by side?
Yeah.
But,
it's definitely king for getting the car seat in.
Yes, yeah.
Boot space isn't as good as our S, and again I have to say I did miss that a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's adequate. I mean, you can fit the pushchair in.
It's big enough, isn't it?
It's big enough,
yeah.
I think we've just been spoiled with the S, boot space wise. So the pros, definitely the speed of it. It's fast.
Like a speed freak.
I do enjoy a bit of speed.
Yeah.
And no, I've really enjoyed that. That's been nice. Because I've been driving the Zoe for quite a while, so before this.
The Zoe's nippy though.
Oh, the Zoe is nippy, but it's not an iPace.
No. So we'll put a little 0 to 60 clip in now for you to watch, and it's faster than it looks. It really is. Yeah, go. Oh! Wow.
Something that I've really liked has been the air suspension. It's noticeably different. We're on a bit of a bumpy road at the moment, and you can really feel the difference.
Yes.
We didn't get it on our S, and this has made me wish that we did.
That was my doing as well, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was.
Didn't need it, I said. Didn't want it. And actually that is, there's a real noticeable difference, I think.
We don't need it, but it's definitely nice.
It's much nicer.
Yeah.
Our S this week has done well over 1,000 miles, and it would have made that a much nicer ride. I can definitely feel that on some of the roads that I'm driving down.
Yeah.
So, definite plus for the iPace there.
It makes it a more relaxed drive, I think.
It does. It just takes that edge off it, doesn't it?
Yeah. The other thing I really like about it are the seats. You know, I'm a bit of a fan of seats, and I've not done hundreds and hundreds of miles in this in one go, but definitely no numb bum as yet.
Uh-oh.
And Florence's bum is also not numb. But these seats are like, there's like 500 ways of like adjusting them, or perhaps not 500, but there's lots and lots of ways of adjusting them. Even the seat depth, which I personally really like. The Tesla, I do find the seats a bit long. I've got short legs, and it starts to ache after a while, and this is adjustable in lots and lots of ways. So yes, excellent.
I also like that. The ventilated seats. Sorry to interrupt. Just put my 2 pence in there.
No, the ventilated seats are amazing.
Oh God, they're amazing. So what Kate is constantly cold, and what I am is constantly hot. You're okay, Molly? It's constantly hot. So while Kate can have her heated seat on, I can have my ventilated seats on. 2 completely different temperatures in a very small space, which is absolutely awesome.
The biggest con with this car, I think, is the range.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be doing, or what the official figure is plus 300. I've done 186 miles on one charge, and that's almost empty.
Was that driving sort of standard driving?
Just standard
real
driving,
world,
real world driving, yeah.
70?
70 on the motorways, yeah. Just normal driving, like we always do, don't we?
Yeah.
And that's not great.
Okay, so that is almost a con then, isn't it?
It is a con.
Yeah.
It's a con and a con.
But I think it's important to remember there that 186 miles is a bloody long way.
Oh, it is.
I mean, that's from here to Brighton. That's to the coast. So I mean, in real world, I mean, you're driving, I mean, that would cater for me to drive to where I'm driving at work at the moment and back in one hit and easily, and then just charge overnight.
It would, but it's being sold. You're right there, Florence. It's just seeing toys fly across the back. It's being sold as something different. That's the problem. And also, people are wanting more and more range all the time, aren't they? And that's actually what's attracting people to buying electric cars, is the fact that they can get more and more range.
Yes. Yeah. It's strange, isn't it, actually, that with this, because the drag coefficient's much lower, and they're offering 300 plus miles, and then you've got RS, for example, with a 75 kilowatt hour pack, so a much smaller battery, and actually it will go further.
Yeah.
You know, and probably about 65 miles further, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least 50. At least 50. So, but back to what I was saying. Range is important. It is, because people need redundancy. I think they need to feel that they can go somewhere that they don't often ever need to go. But for an EV driver, this will cater for us, no problem at all. Absolutely no issues whatsoever. Well, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, it would. Yeah. But we'd be going back down from RS.
Well, have you had any problems in terms of range driving it?
No, but I've obviously been doing mostly shorter trips, haven't I, of my day-to-day, work and to my mum's and stuff. So if we haven't driven up to Scotland to Strathy in it, for instance, have we?
No, but 186 miles, you're going to be like, that's 3 hours driving. And if we took Florence, well then we're never going to get anywhere near that.
For us, it'd be fine. I'm just thinking about those people who are often, the people who are talking about not buying electric cars because the range isn't enough.
Yes,
You want to attract those people to buy this car, don't you? And that isn't going to attract them.
No. It's really difficult to get that across, but you're okay, Marley. It's really difficult to get that across, but in the real world, you just do not need to go that far.
No.
You don't. Well, for most people anyway. Oh God, this panoramic roof is absolutely amazing. You can't see it. Oh, you can at the back there. It's brilliant. It's brilliant for us. It's brilliant for Florence. It's brilliant for backseat passengers. I've been in the back of, not this particular I-Pace, but I've been in the back of an I-Pace, and that is fantastic. It really, it even alleviates the car sickness.
Yeah, it does, because it gives you that feeling of space.
Yes, yeah.
It definitely helps with that.
Yeah, it does. So we did have, in another example, 3 big guys in the back of this, and it was doable, but it was kind of cosy for the biggest lad. So one chap 6'4", another guy 6'2". Would you say Matt is 6'2"?
Probably
6'2", and then about a 5'11" in the middle. And the 5'11" in the middle was quite cosy, I have to say. So in terms of height, no problem, but in terms of width.
How often are we going to do that?
I know, that's the thing. I think you get 3 car seats in there, but that would be a squeeze.
See, for me, the width of this car is actually a pro, because it's actually narrower, isn't it, than RS?
Okay.
But it feels big. It doesn't feel narrower inside. Like, we're not squished together like we used to be in our Leaf or the Zoe.
No.
We've got that space, but I'd say overall the width of it is less than the S for parking and that kind of thing.
That was another thing actually. Have you met? Because the Zoe, you can just put it anywhere, can't you?
Yeah.
Literally drive it anywhere, and it just goes there.
It's true.
This has been okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Easier than the S.
Yeah, probably. I'm really used to the S. This is the difficult thing. I bet this has taken me a while to get used to. Obviously, it's a different car for me. But the reversing camera is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like so clear.
And there's lots of other cameras around the car, so that you can get different sort of bird's eye views. You can get different points of view if you like.
Yeah. Something else for me that I really like is the interior. It just has a luxurious feel to it, which I think is what you'd expect from Jag.
In this colour?
In this colour, yeah.
Do you like this?
Well, the white seats.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have white seats.
No.
For practical reasons. We run.
Yeah.
We're often dirty and sweaty. And Florence is in the back. She's going to get bigger and she's going to start eating and drinking in the back. So we probably wouldn't have white seats. They look nice, but they're just not practical.
I think for me, I'm very similar to Kate in terms of the interior. I would go for a darker colour, but the interior itself, compared to a Tesla, and for any Tesla owner, this really is completely next level. It's absolutely just worlds apart in terms of the way it feels inside. I love it. All the little bits, the pano roof, the heated ventilated seats, the feel of the steering wheel.
Sorry, just going over humpback bridge.
the feel of the steering wheel. It just makes you feel you're driving something that you've paid for, and that I kind of lack a little bit in the S, don't you think?
You do. I mean, I'm still proud of the S. You know, when people get in our car and they always comment about how nice it feels.
Yeah.
But I think you'd be really proud of this.
I think you're right.
When it picks all your mates up.
Yes, I would actually be really proud to pick my friends up in this. That's a very good measurement of would you like to pick your friends up in it?
Yeah.
Yes.
But the outer body of the car, I like it, but I don't think it's as sleek as the S. I really like the look of the S more than this.
Okay, what are you talking about, the front or the back? Sorry, bad junction again.
Front, definitely.
Okay. Oh.
Front, definitely.
Prefer it?
The S.
Oh, okay, now I'm the other way.
See, I just like, this has got a beastie look about it. It looks mean and it just looks fierce. But I think that it will date faster.
Do you think it's kind of an angry boy look?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah.
Whereas I think the S has got elegance, and I don't think it will date as quickly. The look won't date as quickly as this will.
Okay.
But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Have you noticed the noise?
Yes, a little bit, a tiny bit. It's definitely there. Do you think it's something that would annoy you?
I don't think it would annoy me. You sort of get used to it. I think because we're not used to it, we've noticed it. But I think after a while you probably would relax into it. It's almost like a white noise.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't it?
It is. It's. So we're talking about motor noise in particular, not road noise. Just a tiny bit. And I think that's because the S has got nothing. The Zoe's pretty much got nothing.
No.
But there is a little bit of something here, definitely, but not a biggie. I don't think. No.
Especially if you're going from an internal combustion car to this, I don't think you'd even notice it.
Yeah. I think that's a fair shout.
Yeah. Another pro for me, the head-up display. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think it's such a good idea because it's just there. It's not in your way. It's not obtrusive.
Yes.
But it means you don't have to look down.
Yes, that's good.
So it's good for not being distracted, I think.
What have you got on it as you look at it at the moment?
You've got the speed that you're doing and the speed limit of the road that you're on.
Perfect, just what you want.
Yeah, that's all you need. We're going to do a quick swap so James can have a drive.
Can't wait. Oh.
What do you think of the brake regen?
I think it's amazing. I'm not sure if it's better than the S or if it's the same, or I mean it feels really good. It doesn't bring you to a complete stop, but it's definitely one pedal driving, isn't it?
I'd say so, yeah.
Do you think it's better than the S?
I think marginally, yeah.
Do you reckon that's because it's a four-wheel drive and ours is a rear-wheel drive version?
I don't know the answer to that.
I struggle to say that, rear-wheel drive.
I know I do. I like it. I think it's hard. When you take your foot off the throttle, you can really feel it, and I like that.
What's it like at speeds, higher speeds?
It's pretty fierce. Yeah.
Let me try it now, actually. What are we round to? I can definitely hear that motor whine.
I know. But it doesn't bother me though. I think like we were saying earlier, it's like a white noise. It doesn't bother me. It might almost be relaxing.
Oh, that's...
You can hear the regen. Oh, I like that.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's quite a loud noise, isn't it? Have you just got used to that? Because that's something that that's not hard acceleration.
What, the noise when you're regenning?
Yeah, now.
I like it. I find it satisfying, that you can actually hear the regen.
Well, that's weird.
I'm a regen geek.
That head-up display is fantastic.
It is, isn't it?
It's absolutely... that's the sort of thing that makes you buy a car.
Yeah.
It is, definitely. You'll get in and you'll love something about it. So the speed, the head-up display, the build quality.
The mood lighting.
Yeah, the mood lighting. That will sell a car.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know people are going to probably laugh at that because obviously there's lots more that sells a car. I'm probably going to get lots of comments about that. But for us, when you get into a car and you've got little bits, you've already probably got an idea of what car you want to buy. So when you get into it and then it's all got these little extra bits to it as well, it's something that definitely tempts you, I suppose.
That is nice. It's such a nice place to be.
One thing I'm not too sure about on the interior
Go.
is the controls and the 2 screens. I'm not saying I dislike it, but I find it a little bit overcomplicated. And I don't know if that's just because I'm not used to it, and perhaps over time it's something you get used to.
Yeah, that's a fair shout actually. I was trying to put my ventilated seat on earlier from the passenger side, and all of a sudden one of my friends answered the phone. Bizarrely, I'd hit the call button on the centre display whilst trying to adjust the temperature on the seat, which is a little bit strange. I suppose you will get used to it, but it's quite difficult to do one without actually doing the other. It's not. You would actually have to physically change the way you did it to avoid doing it. So, and I think it's something that will happen to other people, definitely.
Yeah.
I think.
So it's not my favourite, but it's not something that would put me off the car. So, what was your question? You said you had a burning question for me.
Okay, so if let's say it comes to the point where we're going to change our S.
Okay.
And you had a brand new S, so they're all singing, all dancing, same performance, a brand new S and a brand new I-Pace next to each other, exactly the same price.
Okay.
Remember the supercharger network and the network that we've got now, so use them to make a decision. Would you take the S or would you take the I-Pace?
You know what? Before I spent time in this, I thought it would be this all the way, easy.
Okay.
But it's actually more difficult, I think, a question for me that is, than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
I don't know if it's my attachment to RS or not, but I think that the overriding thing for me was the ease of getting Florence in and out the back.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought, because we had an X, didn't we, for a bit?
Yes.
And that was so easy, and for some reason in my brain this was going to be the same, and it isn't. Obviously Florence is going to grow, so that's going to get easier.
Do you think it's because she's rear facing at the moment? That's a massive part of the problem, isn't it? Because the chair sits in a part of space, a part of the area that's unoccupied predominantly.
Yeah.
That's for your hands and like your area in front of you, isn't it? And the chair's utilising that.
Yeah.
But then when you spin her around, it'll be easier in the S.
It's true. Yeah. You said not to consider price, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, that actually the S. The thing is, the S is cheaper.
That's what I was going to say.
The S is cheaper. So no, that's not a fair. No, you're right. Okay. All things considered, price and everything. What would you take?
I'd have the S. I really like it. I really like the I-Pace. I do. But there's not enough about it to make me want to make that swap.
Is it the network, the supercharger network?
That is something, yeah, perhaps. And we've got so used to that, haven't we? And how good that is.
But we don't really use it.
No, we don't, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. I guess before we had Florence, we did a lot more long journeys, didn't we? And we really, really used that supercharging network.
Yeah.
Less so now, but that's going to ramp up again. As she gets bigger, we're going to start going further.
Yeah, it's true.
And I think that is one massive pro of having a Tesla, is that you've got your own dedicated charging network. And it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yes, okay, I go with that. For me, because I love it, I completely love it. I love the way it feels. It feels better on the road. It feels so much better than the S on the road.
It's like the air suspension.
Yeah, I think it is. But it's a better ride. It's a better feel. It's a better quality. If they were the same performance, because this is faster than ours, I think I'd go for this. I do.
What would your reasons be though?
The reasons of all them reasons, just the way it feels, the quality, the head-up display, the panoramic roof, the controls inside, the heated and ventilated seats. If the S had them, then there'd be no question.
But a brand new S could have those.
And I know they were an option. But I don't know.
It's not as easy, is it, as you thought it would be?
No.
Would you say? I think both of us probably thought this would be a clear-cut we were going to drive the I-Pace and we were both going to be like, yes, we want an I-Pace.
Yeah.
But actually, it's lovely, but I'm not sure at the moment whether I would swap our S for one. Especially if there was a brand new S lined up with it.
It's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's tricky. To be fair, I'm going to go with you because you've driven it a lot more miles than me. I've had a small amount of time with it, and so your real world experience is better than mine. Do you think it would fit better into our life as if no, forget I even said that. I'm just going to go with you.
Wise decision. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on Twitter at Kate Phantom, and we'll see you again really soon with something very exciting, probably in another episode. Something we always get asked about is efficiency, and we like to say it how it is, and it isn't great in comparison with other EVs and really is the I-Pace's weak spot. It may not be the car for us, but it is a great EV, really well built and great to drive. If given the chance to have one for another week, I'd snap the hand off, but we won't be trading in our Model S for one of these.